Good morning, everyone. Welcome to February 4th, the day of his birthday. His upbringing begins 20 was it 26 years ago. His birth began. He rises from the ashes. No, it's my brother's birthday. We just got back from Pizza Hut. Yeah. Hey, I've got a buddy in here now. You wanna sit with me, Gooms? Yeah, get up a little bit. Get you up there. She'll probably climb down on me in a second here. But yeah, it's a day where we actually got a new game, a game that I was excited for. The first game is pretty nostalgic for me. It's one of the greatest Xbox One games, I would say. Not that the Xbox One, that generation is weird to me. The PS2 had so many good games compared to the GameCube and the Xbox. It's like, it's hard to even compare them. You know, it's like when you look at the Wii compared to the PS3 and the 360, there's like no fucking games on it at all. I mean, shit, look at my collection over there. I have like 10 games for it. So, I don't know. The game, of course, I'm talking about came out today, and that's Fable HD. And I played I just got to the guild or whatever, so, like the first 10 minutes or whatever. And I gotta say, the graphics, they're definitely pretty. It looks good. It doesn't look bad or anything, but there was a lot of frame rate drops and stuff, so I was kind of bummed about that. But it looked like it started getting better after because this was just like right after I gained control of my character. So it looks better there. So we'll be playing that. I did beat Rune Factory today. Surprisingly, I did out of nowhere. I guess this will be my my thoughts on Rune Factory then, yeah? Yeah. Alright, so Rune Factory came out last year. It's a 3DS game. It took me under 30 hours. Let's just say under 30 hours, because it's definitely up in the 20s, I'd say. But ultimately it wasn't that. It could be potentially very long. That's why I was surprised when I beat it. Like, I thought there was still quite a bit to do. It just kind of ended abruptly. I wasn't expecting it to end there. Basically, the way the only way to describe Rune Factory is if I explain it, like the concept of the game. What you're doing in Rune Factory is the best way to describe it. You're basically dropped into a town, and you basically take on the role of the prince or the princess. From there, you are taught how to basically tend a garden. You're basically given like a plot of land and a room inside of the castle, and you're told, listen, you do some farm work, and we'll go from there. So they teach you a couple things, how to plant crops, water them, and then they grow over the course of a couple of days. And then this is all inside of the city. Outside of the city is not too much area to explore. There's quite a bit of area. It's pretty basic. You have a spring area, you have a summer area, an autumn area, and a winter area. And by the end of the game is on a calendar schedule. So it goes, obviously it starts in spring, goes to summer, goes to fall, goes to winter, and then back to spring. I don't know how long that chain happens. I beat the game in summer, so that just goes to show you like how fast I beat it. So basically, the main goal of Rune Factory is to craft items from your farm. You grow crops, grow flowers, you grow things like that, which can then be used for cooking or for accessories, or maybe even I'm watching a movie right now. It's kind of distracting. Excuse. You basically, I use my farm stuff for gifting to people, because you're in a town full of people. So you give these items to people, like someone likes fruit items, so you want to give them fruit items. That builds up your friendship with them. Eventually you can marry people. I didn't marry anybody in the like 30 hours I played, so there's that. But ultimately your end goal is to manage your farm, your outside exploring, with doing the main story. Now, this is an E-rated game, and they don't want to give kids like anything like crazy time restrictions. Look at Persona 4. Okay, Persona 4, those fuckers, they give you, this character will die by the end of the month. If you are not ready for that final boss for that dungeon, you're fucked. Okay, that's a potentially game-ending point right there. If you didn't level up enough, if you focused on a lot of outside dungeon activities, you were fucked by the time that you got to that boss. They knew how to play that. They knew how to play it right. Rune Factory is like a very simplified version of that, where they're like, hey, this guy over in the dungeon's hurt. You should probably go talk to him soon. But what they mean by that is, fuck it, dude, take your time. Wait to go get him. You know, he's not going anywhere. That's basically what they're telling you. So, the way they approach the story is, you have this giant dragon, and it's the god of, like, wind or whatever. That's the thing that pissed me off, is they reference 3 other dragons. There's 4 of these giant fucking dragons that, like, are gods. They're gods. This god is the wind god of creation or some shit like that. And the story gets very convoluted really fast. They just start throwing in all these fucking things. Oh, the dragon controls all of the runes, and for thousands of years they'll maintain an area until they die off, until the next dragon's reborn. So within this time period that they have to live, they have to basically make the land, you know, successful enough to like be able to handle its own self for a while, by basically creating enough runes to keep the land going. But the thing about this dragon is it found a way to like maintain it with like humans. So like it turns these humans into like guardians that like defend the land or some shit. I don't know. They start throwing all these crazy gimmicks at you, and I'm just like, yeah, fuck you. And then the whole time it's E-rated, so it's like, I just moved into this town. I'm not even that good of a friend with the dragon. I don't even talk to the dragon. Why is my character preaching, I believe in you. You're my hero. I love you, dragon. Like, fuck you, main character, you shithead. No, you don't. You barely even know this dragon. And then this character, there's a revenge plot that comes in out of nowhere. It gets resolved very fast. It just felt like there was so much shit. They reference a kingdom that is like always on the brink of war with us. Yeah, we don't even see them. But then they were talking about how the whole point of that revenge plot was that they got completely wiped out. And then the guy who's trying to exact revenge was the sole survivor, the Uchiha. Yeah, when the dragon starts talking about that kingdom, she's like, yeah, they're always on the brink of war with us, and all this shit. Is this a plot for another game or something, or what's going on here? You know, I'm confused. It was like the kingdom of sex or something. Something like that. I don't know. But ultimately, the story for this game gets a fucking 1 out of 3, I'd say. It's just, I didn't have a reason to build friendships with people in the game. I didn't have enough reason to pay attention to the main story. You know, this is a very subpar story. Something that you can skip over. You're not going to miss anything. The only reason I listen to dialogue is to find out where I'm going next. That's what I was doing. So that's that. Gameplay, though, on the other hand, I give that fucker, I give it definitely a 2 or a 2.5 out of 3. It's good. There's definitely some things they could tweak and explain a little better, but for the most part, it was very good. What I'm referring to is, like, when I'm upgrading my weapon, they don't really give you any restrictions. Like, okay, I'm looking at my food item. Okay, let's say I'm looking at, like, a dish of, like, I made ice cream. And when you're looking at ice cream as an item, it says, ice cream, it restores this much HP. And then, what it's saying, though, is it's saying, like, HP plus 500, strength plus 7, defense plus 10. And you're like, well, at first I was like, oh, do these stats go on to the item that I'm enchanting, or are these just given to me when I eat it? So, like, I ate it, and it gives me those stats, but then, like, what if I combine it on a weapon? Does it give the weapon those stats too? No, it doesn't. There's just very minor things like that I didn't really understand, and I think they could have explained it maybe a little bit. Like, on the item itself, be like, cannot be used in armor and crafting or something, or I don't know. It was just a little weird that certain items work for upgrading your gear, but certain items don't. Like, you shouldn't, if ice cream doesn't give me any bonuses, then I shouldn't be able to add that to my upgrade slot. I don't know why that would even do that. I don't know. But gameplay is good. Like I said, you basically, it's a simulation game. You're trying to maintain your farm, your town, and your like dungeon exploring. I love the idea of that. It reminds me a lot of Persona, and I fucking love it. I think honestly they just need to take a darker approach to the game. Give us some more shit. I mean, there's a lot of game in here. There is a lot of fucking game. Like, shit. There was so much items that I still had to craft that I never even crafted. And it sucks, because I felt like the game should have kept going. But, like I said, gameplay 2 or 2.5 out of 3. I liked it a lot. Music, or well, sound department gets a 1 out of 3 also. It just wasn't very good. The voicing is very random. They decided to voice certain things, but not everything. The voices from the characters themselves they're average, I'd say. I wouldn't give them any credit over that. Yeah. But yeah, ultimately, man, I give this game a 2.5. No. To me, a 2.5 is a game that I'd recommend to people, and I think I would recommend this. I haven't played any other games besides the Wii game, so I can't fully say this is the go-to game in the series.